Hey guys, Gundam Russ back once again. Well, welcome back to yet another video. This week for Topic Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about, do you have a budget when it comes to gaming? Now, I thought this would be a really interesting topic to talk about, whether you guys have a budget at all, how much you spend, and how you go about it as well. Now, I remember back in the day when I was living at home with mum and dad, I had my first job and I had money to burn. No longer did I have to save up my pocket money. I could go out and buy the game I wanted on release, or the game I desired. I would often visit my local game trader store where I would easily spend between $200 to $500 plus. I would spend so much money so that I actually became the store's #1 customer when it came to spending money in the store. And when I think about that now, it's just absolutely crazy. I just can't believe how much money I must have spent in this store over the course of the year. It must have been, close to about 5 to 10,000 in there easily over that course of 1 year, and I spent a lot of money in there over the years before I got my house. Nowadays I spend a lot less money, but I've become smarter when it comes to my gaming budget. Now, from time to time, as I like to say, I like to treat myself. There's been times where there was the likes of the new Skyrim HD remake on the PS4, or Fallout 4 came out, and I wanted it on day one, so I went out, treated myself, and I picked up the game. Now, this is a rare thing nowadays. It's very rare that will go out and buy a game on release. Having adult responsibilities such as a house mortgage and bills has made for the change with my gaming budget. Today I normally set aside between $100 to $150 on my gaming budget. Now, this allows me to live comfortably, pay my bills, go out to the movies and have some leisure time, go on holidays and that sort of thing, but also sets enough money aside that I can go out and buy a nice amount of games and still feel satisfied that my collection is growing and I'm picking up some quality titles along the way as well. Being Australian, I purchased a lot of my new PS4, Vita and 3DS games from a site called Oz Game Shop. Now, Oz Game Shop is a great site. Often they'll be far cheaper than any of the retail stores here in Australia. For example, recently there was the new Digimon World game that came out, and most other retail stores here in Australia had it for $89, $99, and on Oz Game Shop they had it for $56. Another great thing with this site is that, as you buy more games as well, they give you vouchers, so you might spend, might buy like a $30 game in there, and with the vouchers that you've collected with the points from buying other games, you can take another $5 off. So you can see you're already saving money, and it snowballs again with the vouchers. So this is a great way that I pick up a lot of my newer titles. As you guys know, I'm trying to go for a full PS3 set. Now, through a lot of trial and error, I found that eBay was the best way to go when it comes to feeding my collection. If I could try and go to any of the retro stores here in Australia, their games are quite dear. You find that they'll probably, for most of the rare sort of titles, the ones that are not easy to get, they'll be looking at sometimes $20 plus, where I can go onto a lot of eBay sites and pick these up for far cheap. Most often the games I pick up for the PS3 range between $2 to $10, so they don't really break my gaming budget too badly. I never rush out and buy a game around release. I tend to wait until the game's been out for a few months and the hype's died down. A good example of this was the recent Rise of the Tomb Raider game on PS4. When it first came out here in Australia, it was quite pricey. It was around $99 to $89 in some stores. And just by waiting out, 5 or 6 months, I managed to pick it up for $39, which is an absolute huge saving for a really good quality title. Another good thing about holding back is sometimes you'll find that there's a game that might have been really hyped that turned out to be not as good as what was hoped. If you're watching a few fellow YouTubers or looking at a few review sites, you might find the game that you were looking forward to wasn't as crash hot as hype would have made it out to be. That being said, you're definitely going to be saving a lot of money by not picking up that title. When you think about how much I said I spend on my gaming budget, that $100 to $150, you can see how easily I can still feed my collection and keep increasing it and picking up quality games without having to spend a huge amount of money. What I'd like to know from you guys down below in the comment section is how much you guys spend on your gaming budget. Do you go out and buy a game on release just because you can? Or do you shop smartly and wait around and pick it up for cheaper? Let me know below. Well, there we have it, guys. Yet another Topic Tuesday done and dusted. Just a short, sweet video. I've really enjoyed doing these videos, I must say. As always, leave me a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, fools. See you later.